gas fires, dangerous boilers and condensates, and why I don't install boilers that customers buy. My name's Alan Hart, and in today's video, these videos have been sent in from subscribers, and also there's a little bit at the end on a job that I went to where the customer supplied their own boiler, which normally I never do. I wanted to thank Elliot from E-Fry Gas Services. He's been helping quite a bit with these videos, so just thank him for that. And this first one is a gas fire, and as with all the videos that we do, always checking your manuals, always checking any workbooks. And these are really good, by the way. These have been sent in by Viper Gas. They've actually sent me these to have a look at, and they look really good. I've not paid for them. They've not sponsored me at all, but they have sent me them for free. So just so you're aware of that. So yeah, let's have a look at this gas fire.
Okay guys, little one for gas fires, following what Alan found with a dead bird the other week. Restrictor elbow, chrome pipe, all looks good. Casing was on the fire. Now this fire has been inspected every year, but clearly not. So this is what the fire would look like with the case on the front there. Fireplace itself all looks good, nothing to worry about. The closure plate was there, it was all taped up, but it's been removed for access by myself and the previous engineer who's called me in to sort this out. So the closure plate's there. Make sure it's the original closure plate for the fire, not some hand cut one that hasn't been done properly. If it's got an air relief hole, ensure that air relief hole is cut to the right size. Make sure it's in position. Make sure it's not full of any debris down here. That gives you a good idea. You can get your torch in here to have a little look in, rather than taking the whole plate off. If you want, shine it in with your smartphone, have a look around. But it's always best to have a look. If you're going to continue looking after this property, or you've never been there before, take a look the very first time, peel off the closure plate, have a look inside, see what's what, and then you know every year that you service it, you don't necessarily have to take it right out. You can shine your torch through their smartphone or anything like that, have a look and see what's going on. And when you remove the closure plate, see what you can find. So instantly, some wooden blocks here. That's the first thing that I noticed. Well, wood inside opening, it's flammable. The other thing is here, is this fireproof board, Viroc, or is it plasterboard? If you have a look in, we'll have a look up inside. And it's clear to see, oh, go away, somebody phoning me, a sales call. Plasterboard, it's paper. Plasterboard. Yes, plasterboard has a fire rating of up to half an hour per sheet, I think on 12.5, but it is not fireproof. And we've got 1, 2, and a third bit there. Loads of wood. You can see, look at the colour. This is scorching. It's heat damage. It's not been on fire, but it's been blimming hot. More plasterboard, more wood, right up inside the chimney opening. These blocks are all okay, they're solid blocks, but when I take this out, they'll all fall down anyway. But something to keep an eye on. This is why you look. Yes, I know the fire's been in here for 20 plus years and it hasn't caught fire. Doesn't mean that the day after you've serviced it or done your safety inspection that it won't catch fire. So be aware. Look for these things. Now technically, if there's wood in the opening, there's no signs of heat damage, you don't have to risk it. But would you really want to take that risk with your license, your insurance, your livelihood, you going to prison? So if there's wood, just deal with it. Get rid, give a price. If you can, at-risk the bad boy. Plug it, get a signature from the customer. And don't forget to do your smoke tests, guys. And you can see that. Drop my diary. That flue flow. Orange smoke, because Alan loves the orange smoke. But that's actually coming out the left-hand one there, look. Don't forget your flue flow. So the left-hand one's approved. It's just a standard chimney pot. The one on the right-hand side is not approved for gas appliances, even though they are amazing at pulling the fumes out. Cheers, guys. Stay safe.
I'm not going to advise you what is at risk or what is ID. What I would say is have a look in the manuals, speak to manufacturers and check all that stuff for yourself. Clearly, wood in a catchment area needs to be addressed, and you wouldn't leave it like that. But as I say, you'd need to check for yourself, look in your manuals. One question for you. Did you spot what flue was, when he did the flue flow test, what boiler did the house have installed? And if you know, put a comment below, and that'd be really interesting. This next one is a job that I've actually been to today, and I go to these regular now. In fact, almost every one that I go to, this boiler is a Worcester Bosch boiler. So I'm just going to show you this, and then we'll have a little chat about this. Oh, and thank you again to Elliot for supporting the channel, sending these videos in, these gas fire ones. So yeah, let's have a look at this Worcester Bosch. So that's 1,500 parts per million. So the Worcester Bosch boiler, all boilers, they need to be serviced. So please have your boiler serviced every 12 months. It's very, very important. The burner seal had failed on that. That boiler was probably about 10 years old, and it's never ever been serviced. So it's very, very important you have your boiler serviced, because that was leaking carbon monoxide into that case of the boiler. And then what happens then is it mixes, and instead of sucking fresh air in from outside, it's sucking in the burnt fumes that's already burnt, and that sort of accelerates the carbon monoxide. So as I say, it's very, very important that you have your boiler serviced. What I want to do now, I'll show you this next one. This has been sent in from a subscriber, and this let me show you. So if we have a look at this small pipe, we can see it's a condensate pipe going down the outside of the building, and we can see all the condensates for all the boilers are all teed in together. And then just have a look at this as it comes down to bottom.
Into nothing.
So what that was showing you was all them combi boilers all connected together, all the condensate pipes connected together, and obviously they could freeze, and if bottom one freezes, then it could back up into, when the other ones are working above, it could back up into them. But then when you get to the bottom of it, it's actually just open and just dripping onto everywhere. Now that will corrode the cement, it will make a mess. Well, you could see it's made a mess. So thank you to the subscriber that sent that in. Keep sending them in. The more videos you send in, the better. I'm just going to show you this next one now. This is a Vicera. I'm not sure if I've shown you this one before, but this is just, it's just mad, this. But anyway, let me show you. So first of all, we can see that the boiler, there's no clips on any of the boiler. But if we have a look at the condensate pipe, one, it falls the wrong way. No clips on it. But as we go through into this cupboard, it doesn't even go into a drain, it just goes into a vase. We've been called out to install a new boiler on this one, and the customer wanted to supply their own boiler. And I just wanted to show you the reason why I don't do this usually. On this occasion, the customer supplied the boiler, and when we opened the box, this is what the boiler was like inside. So it's all damaged inside. Now the problem now is, if this was my own install, if I'd have provided this boiler, then I could have just phoned my supplier and said, this boiler's damaged, send a new one. You get me one here now straight away. But unfortunately, the customer had bought this boiler, and they couldn't get another one straight away. So we ended up going to Plumber Centre and getting another boiler at a higher price. So hence the reason why when people phone me up, can you install my boiler? I'm going to buy it boiler direct. That's the reason that I don't do it, because I just want to go to a customer's house. I want to do them a really good job, and I want to give them a really good service. And what that means for me is, if there's any problems with any of the products, then I will sort it out. But obviously, if the customer supplies it, it makes it really tricky then. In that particular case, I totally understand why the customer wanted to supply the boiler, they work for somewhere that supplies them boilers, and they could get a really, really big discount. But unfortunately, they couldn't get a new one straight away. So it ended up being that we were there, we're starting to take the boiler out, and then this boiler's damaged, and we're there, and we've got 2 days booked in to do that job. So the customer's going to have to pay for our time no matter what. So obviously it was just a little bit tricky, to be honest. In that particular case, believe it or not, I knocked a little bit of money off the job for customer, because I felt a bit sorry for him, really, to be honest, because it ended up costing him quite a lot more money in the long run. So yeah. If you've got any videos, pictures, please send them in on WhatsApp. As I say, I'll add my WhatsApp details in this video, and all I can say is thank you so much to everybody who helps and supports and sends these videos in. And as always, please check the installation instructions, the current regulations, and make sure that anything that you see in these type of videos is correct at the time. People have different opinions. Some people might say something is at risk, somebody might say it's ID. So it's really, really important that obviously you decide for yourself and you find out for yourself. Phone manufacturers and checking out manuals, etc. Yeah, babbling on again. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.